Todd, you knew coming into this game they would make you have to play really hard to beat them. They'd be hard to beat, and they were. And it took until the last 10 minutes, but you played your best footy in the last 10 minutes, and you got the job done.
Yeah, look, they've been pretty good, to be honest. They haven't won any games, but they've had patches against really good teams where they move the ball really quick and they challenge you. So, again, we didn't start, very well. I thought, they hunted us, and a couple of really bad turnovers early cost us. So, but I thought after quarter time, our intensity and willingness to probably compete around the ball certainly improved. And then, I think after quarter time, we probably dominated the inside 50 count, just probably didn't get it on the scoreboard. So, but no injuries, which is a positive, and five wins, so can't complain.
Was there still a frustrating day in the box though? Were you just waiting at some point for it to break open a little bit and for you to probably start using the ball a bit better? Is that just what you were waiting to see, or what were you hoping to see as the day unfolded?
The first thing's always to compete. If you don't compete, you can't win. So there was obviously we had a couple out, but so does everyone. But Higo being out probably changed our dynamic a bit more than the others. Conditions were, tough, pretty blustery. It was hard to move the ball, and they played okay. Galt's a pretty good player. Gave them some really good use. Their mids got too much space early, and then we were chasing a lot. So I thought after quarter time we got a bit back towards on our terms a bit, where at least we were winning 50-50 of the ball. So, we looked tired early because we were just chasing all the time.
When you were still behind, sort of halfway through the last quarter, you needed guys to stand up and make a statement to turn the game when you were tired, and you had a few guys that did it. There was, a big effort from Steve Berry that turned the tide that ended up in a goal. There were some guys that were willing to do the hard stuff to get things going your way. Did you sense that late in the game?
Stevie's tackle was pretty good, but I think the great strength probably of our team all year, really, as we've had sort of guys coming in and out, is our evenness of performance. So, I thought most blokes had an impact at some time, but Stevie probably played mostly forward and then went inside late and had a real impact for us. And we definitely used the ball a bit better going forward, but a bit of a weight of numbers. I thought, for the most part, we had most blokes doing their bit.
Another first game or two. John Levine played a good role. Kai Barker looks like he's going to be a real player. He was impressive again as well. Jimmy Miller, that big mark at the end, was probably the sealer as well. So he keeps doing nice things. Your senior players are leading the way, but the young guys are playing their role too.
Yeah, look, it's. When you look at us, everyone assumes that it's still that experienced team, but. Hammersley, Bletchenden, Rioli's experienced player, but not here. Johnny Levine, Barker, Russell, they'd all would be Jimmy Miller, Abbott, there'd be a lot of those would be under 10 games, and most, if not all, would be under 20. So, you got a 30-a-side with less than 20 games, and still been able to find a way and win. And, we've had some of the senior boys miss here and there in the first 5 weeks, and been able to still beat some pretty good teams. So, look, we're really happy, but we're, excited now to refresh, with the 6 in a row, counting the scratch match. Some boys have had some big campaigns, so they're looking forward to freshening up, and then the last phase, those 3 games.
If 5 weeks ago you were told you'd be 5-0 going into the bye, you would have taken it. Do you still feel like you've got another level to go though, or you're pretty happy with the level you're playing at? How do you now go into this break feeling?
Look, we're always happy. 1 5 out of 5, you can't not be. Do we think there's growth? Yes, absolutely. We just spoke about the young blokes, so hopefully they're going to get better. Even Datsunoff probably left out of that group. He's another one. So we think the more they play, the better they'll get. Our senior boys have a couple of missed a game here or there, so we think that they'll continue to get better. I think the overwhelming thing is over the longest pre-season in history, and some of the challenges of probably the 3 or 4 months leading into it. Clearly they've dug in and done the work, whether it was on their own or small groups or whatever, because we seem to be running the games out pretty well.
And you've got Higgins, Dent, Dragovich to come into this team, so that's your number 1 ruckman, your number one ball winner for the last 2 years and probably your number one ball user off half-back. So they're three pretty important players.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Luff should be just about ready too after the break. Not sure on Stevie Edwards whether he'll get back this year or not. So, he's a huge loss for us as well. But, yeah, we'll just keep suiting him up. Touch wood, I don't think there was any injuries in either grade today. So, a couple of boys from the Colts come up and played resis and played well. So, yeah, no, it was good. 3 wins, we can't complain.
This season is like no other. This whole year's been like no other. How do you treat this break? Do you treat it like you would have a bye in a normal season, or do you treat it differently?
No, we'll probably pretty much do the same thing. For us, we've played 6 games in a row, so we'll look to refresh, have a review Monday, and then look to refresh a bit of a lighter week, and then leading into Peel will just be a normal week. But this week we'll try and make it a little bit lighter, a bit more mentally of a break as well, and then get ready to crank up for the week leading into the Peel game.
Very good, thank you.
No worries, all good.